Here we are looking at Concert Grand's Master Effects page. The Master Effects page is near identical to Production Grand 2. It's just a slightly different interface. We still have tape simulation, and to get any of the values, have to click and hold to move. So let's see, we're not seeing it for that one, but you are seeing it for EQ and so on. When you click and hold, it'll tell you the frequency and so on. To turn on tape simulation, you have to turn on the power for it. So the main thing that you'll want to emulate your tape is decide on your roll off, and it's between 12K and 20K, and then your warmth, right? If you want to just go nuts with that. If you add some gain, you'll quickly go into distortion, right? So you don't want to do too much. So it's a nice little simulation. You can add some warmth to the sound by adding that. Master EQ, I've set up the Master EQ to have some low-end boost already in it, and I thought I had a little bit of a high gain in it. Yeah, just a slight takedown over there. But the actual, we're adding 4.5 dB at 65 Hertz, so then we'll get a little bit more bottom end than without it. So there we go. Here's the lots of low frequency buildup there, as you can tell. And up top you can add some gain on the high end, and you got this very flexible. So you can get some sparkle on the high end. Just an insane amount, right? That's 16 dB, that's way too much. But it's just showing you that the EQ sounds pretty smooth. And if you wanted to do the opposite of that EQ curve, you can turn down the gain. I think you can command click it to bring it to you, and do gain on the Mac. And then you could do some, low mids, bring this out a little bit. Same thing I'm clipping there, as we're adding too much gain on there. So EQ, you can do it within Kontakt, or you can do it within your digital audio workstation. Next is a Transient Designer. Transient Designer allows you to adjust the attacks and sustains, essentially, so depending on your inputs here. So I'm going to do 100% attack, and we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, you get this distorted sound, right? So then if I go in just a little bit of the attack, still too much attack, right? So I might have to turn down my input. And let's do the opposite. We'll take out all the attack. And I'm getting some distortion when I'm using it, probably because the input is a little bit loud on the input. Right, and then if you add your attack back in, right, you get that real clicky type sound right on it. So this has the ability to pull that out. I'm just going to command click on this to bring it back to Unity. Let's just put these at Unity. And then your sustain. So this will, it's a little too much on it. It's kind of acting like a compressor, but not quite. Slowly adding, you can adjust the volume of your sustain. I'm clipping there, as you could hear. But it's definitely for a transient designer deciding what the attacks should sound like. Compressor is pretty simple, it's straightforward. It's your standard compressor with threshold. You can click on this and see, you should be able to see, oh, it's not actually showing you the ratios. Attacks and releases and so on. Standard compressor. Master limiter is good for if you're getting just a little too much sound out of it. You can choose to grab some of the beginnings of the transients, just like the transient designer. And this is all based on your input gain. And then finally a master reverb send level. So to get the master reverb send level to work, you have to have your reverb on, go over to your master settings, and then you can turn on the amount. So what this does is it sends across all microphone perspectives that are on, irrelevant of whatever the master send is, the reverb send for each individual channel. This is the master overall send level. So there you go. There's the master effects section in Kontakt.